Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Been good. Hang on a second. Are we about to go live?
We are live.
Oh,
Well,
well, hello, everyone.
I don't think anyone's here yet. Hold on, who's here?
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh, no, nobody's chatting.
I see that.
This is there are three viewers.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
mine's saying this video is unavailable on the screen and YouTube. Let me
what?
refresh. Yeah, let me refresh it and see if that fixes it. Yeah, no. Mm. Video unavailable. Oh, wow. Huh. I want to check
Well,
it.
I actually made one and then I deleted it. Refresh that
No.
page. There should be one, and there should be a little
There we go.
live.
I got it.
All right.
I had to go to a different screen. Live watching now. Gotta wait for somebody to ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. We've got really nice weather today and already
Yeah.
been out for a short little walk with my dog.
Yeah. Susan said that Susan said that the weather was nice up there.
Yeah.
Oh, Caroline, how you doing, Caroline? How you doing?
Hi, Caroline. Welcome.
I had both uh, OBS and YouTube open at the same time, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
getting like a terrible reverb on it. So it was
Oh,
like
my goodness.
I'd say something and I'd hear myself. So it was like, no, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
So how is your MS doing, Angela?
It's doing better. Thanks to you.
What? The niacin.
Yes.
Uh, I,
I brought my thing so I could show everybody the good deal I got on Amazon.
yeah,
1,000 tablets.
I was going to order it, but then I ordered it, and then I thought, oh wait. I went in the kitchen, and I have a big thing of it still, so I don't want to order
Oh,
it
yeah.
yet. But
Yeah.
when I do need it next time, I will order it.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. This will probably last me a year and a half. There's a
Yeah.
1,500 milligram tablets in there. And I'm barely up to 1,000 right now. So, and the pills are easy in this, they're very easy to cut. They have a groove down the middle and you can put them in a pill cutter and cut them straight in half. So it's nice. And then if you only want to start with 250, you can do that and then gradually get up to 500.
I'm set now. I don't I'm set at 1,500 milligrams, and I
Yeah,
don't think I'm going to go beyond that.
yeah, that's probably best.
And because yeah, I would run the risk of like overdosing. I don't know what overdosing would mean, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
whatever.
anything you take, you can overdose, I do believe. So,
Yes, you can. But our technique of drinking lots of water. Well,
right.
vitamin B3, which is nice, and is a water
Yeah,
soluble vitamin. So it flushes out. If you drink lots of water,
exactly.
it's not like for instance vitamin D.
Yeah,
Our doctors are always telling us, oh, we need to take vitamin D.
right,
Well, that's a fat soluble uh,
right.
vitamin, so that you can store vitamin D in your body, and
Yeah,
it can build up and then can cause problems later on. So, but
Yeah.
no,
I
vitamin.
know I had to quit taking the vitamin D supplement. I guess it's because I'm using the UVB lamp. And then if I took the supplement too, I would go to the bathroom a lot more. And then
Yeah,
once I cut that off, I did see a decrease in having to go to the restroom.
yeah. Well, first of all, I would never take
Yeah.
vitamin D because I live in an area where
Yeah.
it's just sunny all day, every day.
Exactly.
So there's really no reason for me to.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time I kind of need the extra boost is in the winters here because it is so dark here in the winters.
Yeah,
We get
yeah.
very little sunlight in the winter.
I know all about that.
Yeah. Well, it says we have 8 people watching, but everybody's a little shy to speak with us today.
Yeah, no, nobody has anything to say. I guess
No, they're just gonna watch
they,
us be goofy or something.
I guess they're just here to see you and me, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh yes, we love Angela and Steve. They're the best people in the world.
Yeah.
We don't really care about MS, but we care about Angela and Steve." So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how about I challenge everybody, if you do have a UVB light now, how about you put a little sunshine emoji in the chat and let us know that you've got one.
yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we'll kind of force them to be a little interactive.
Yeah.
And if you don't, put a little sad face.
Hopefully, I'm not seeing too many sad faces.
Yeah, we don't want to see any sad faces, but we might. I know they're a little bit hard to find right now.
Okay, Caroline asks, "Do I share my nice information with my neurologist? Um, do I let her know it's a her? Do I let her know that I take it? I'm pretty sure she would not recommend it." Um, Stephanie, my neurologist, I she's very open to new things.
Yeah,
Um,
mine is too.
so I don't think she would be outright like against it. She would be wary of it, but I think I've passed the point of wary where I can attest that my recovery is happening so fast and at such a quick
Yeah.
pace now. It's like even if the doctor said no, that's not good, then
Mhm.
I wouldn't listen to them. It's crazy how
Yeah.
great this feels. And
Yeah.
I'm going to see an endocrinologist. I think what is it? April now. I think I see him in May,
Hmm.
and he's going to do the entire blood work, all my vitamins, all my minerals, m- complete workup
That'll be
on
awesome.
complete workup on my body, um, and see where I am. But then again, as I said, niacin is it's a water soluble vitamin, so it doesn't
Yeah.
build up in your system. I mean, I guess
Right. It flushes out.
I take 1,500 milligrams per day. That's a lot, but by the end of the day, it's all gone.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it building up in my system and like maybe have problems with it later on. It goes in and then comes out.
Yeah.
Um, but no,
Well,
I haven't shared my information with Stephanie yet because I haven't seen her. First of all, I haven't seen her
yeah.
since December. I only
Yeah.
see her. I think my next neurology appointment is in May or June.
Yeah.
And if she brings it up then, uh, I'll be like, yeah, I do, but I doubt she will. Um,
Right.
and as I said, I'm not going to it up to her on my own because I feel so good. It's like,
Yeah.
why do it? You
Yeah.
know, I feel good, and
Yeah. A
so
lot of doctors are not pro supplements at all because they
no,
don't study them and they don't know about them. There's a lot they don't know as far as supplements, especially
yeah,
since there are so many of them. They'd have to start a whole new lesson plan for themselves to learn about it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I actually I am releasing a video on Monday
Oh,
about supplements, the topic of supplements, and
yeah,
I don't want to give too much away in the video, but
yeah.
basically the reason why I take niacin as a supplement is because I take so much of it that you can't get uh, the level that I'm taking at just by eating food and
So, or
however else
taking
you would get it.
the B complex.
Yeah, B complex. Yeah, I would
B
have to be.
complex only has 20 milligrams of niacin in it,
Yeah, no.
typically.
So
Yeah,
20 milligrams versus 1500 milligrams.
yeah,
It's a little bit.
yeah,
So that's the only reason why I take a supplement.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
because
and what got us started, we found that PubMed document, which is an official scientific document,
yeah,
and they explained that the niacin can actually help clean up the debris of the myelination or the demyelination you've gone
yeah.
through, and that can help clear the way for remyelination.
Yeah,
So,
because I found
yeah,
an interesting article and curse me, I didn't save it and I forgot where it was, but
yeah,
it was an article that is actually talking about how our oligodendrocytes, the cells that are responsible for making new myelin, they
right,
won't they won't make new myelin until all that debris is cleared out.
right,
So it has to be cleared out for oligodendrocytes to start back up again and remake myelin, which is the
right,
ultimate goal.
yeah,
So I can't fathom why this isn't a bigger issue
mm-hmm,
and why doctors don't see this as an important subject to talk about. And I mean,
yeah,
it's a supplement. It's not the hardest thing in the world to get. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because
right,
it isn't a $50,000 a year MS medication that they don't
right,
that they think, oh well, we can't charge these patients an
yeah,
exorbitant amount of money for to get niacin.
right.
It's relatively
It's
cheap.
over the counter. You can get it on your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very
Yeah, I mean, this is comes down to 3 cents a tablet.
yeah.
And
If
for you, you would be taking 9 cents a day
3 cents
to
a
take
tablet,
that.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we
A
have Fama's Master 2000. Hi there, welcome.
I found Miss Master.
Hope I
So
said that right. But mine
yes,
means famous with a peculiar spelling. Famous Master
that looks
2000.
like
Yeah,
FAMAS
Fama's
Master
Master.
2000.
Yeah.
So, and hello, and a, a, a fan,
Athanasia.
is that what it
Athanasia.
is?
Maybe
Athanasia?
Athanasia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But that's the whole point. I've always thought that. I had always suspected that the reason why our oligodendrocytes weren't making new myelin was because something was up. That it
Yeah.
was they nothing. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But then when Angela she brought it up, what was it like December? You brought it up?
I think so. Yeah, because I was curious about NAD plus, NAD
Yeah,
plus, and I thought I'm going to investigate this on my own and give it a try because I hear good things about it. And then I
yeah,
bought a bottle of NAD plus, and you decided or did more research and figured out that it was niacin as well, niacin related. And
yeah,
then you read more, and we found that PubMed document about how niacin can help clear away the debris of the demyelination
yeah.
process. It's like, ooh, we've kind of stumbled on a winner here, and
So
then we didn't
well,
even know.
exactly, and this is
Yeah,
why I love Angela so much.
mhm,
She she cued me into it. I mean, for all the research I've done, the
yeah,
one thing that I needed was the reason why as MS patients, why do our oligodendrocytes, why were they not remaking myelin? I mean, yes,
right,
our immune systems attacked our myelin. Yes, we've had demyelination, but everyone else that doesn't have MS, they when they have demyelination happening, they the majority of them uh, their
Self-corrects.
oligodendrocytes kick back in, and
Yeah,
they say that the average remelination of the typical person is like 2 weeks.
yeah,
But and then we're sitting here years and years and years, lifeline, a lifetime, or like
yeah,
it wouldn't come and it wouldn't come, and all it was
right,
was it was us getting worse, and it
right,
didn't make sense to me. Uh,
yeah,
and since I'm experiencing this firsthand, I know that
yeah,
this is the key. I mean,
yeah,
and that's why I have now made niacin my sixth essential uh, MS recovery element.
yeah,
So I mean,
yeah, because,
it is that big, it is that
yeah,
huge, and I hope all of you are starting to dig it. I mean, yes, flushing is
it's uncomfortable.
it's uncomfortable to begin with, and it's scary. And I mean, if you check back, watch all my videos, especially on niacin.
Yeah,
There was I told you my story of the first time I took it, and it freaked me
yeah,
out. And I went to the ER, and it was a big long story, but it wasn't a DC cat. Um,
yeah.
flushing
Hey,
is
DC Cat.
I actually am thinking about after this video I'm releasing on Monday. After that one, I'm going to make the next video about all about flushing and
Yeah,
how it's not a big deal at all. And that's the biggest thing. Everyone who
yeah,
says, "Oh, flushing is terrible," it's not
yeah.
terrible. Angela, do you think it's terrible?
No, it's not
No,
terrible. It's just slightly uncomfortable, and it just gets you on the edge of going, is this really normal? And you're like, oh, my hands are itching, and but then it goes away, and you're like, okay, I can relax
exactly.
now.
I mean, like for
Just
instance,
uncomfortable for about 15, 20 minutes.
exactly, exactly, perfect.
Yeah.
This morning I took it. I don't
Hmm.
I don't flush every day, but on
Yeah.
some days I flush a little, some days I flush a lot. This morning I flushed a lot. And I felt it come on, and I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't I knew what it was, I knew what to expect, and it wasn't a big deal. And then as Angela said, 15 to 20 minutes. I felt a little
Yeah.
weird, and then I went in the mirror, I went into the
Weird.
bathroom.
You just feel a warming,
Yeah,
and some people like myself, my hand, top of my hands start getting a little itchy,
yeah,
and then I feel like my legs are starting to get warm. So you just get this warm feeling all over, and
yeah.
then about 15 or 20 minutes later, it all goes away, and you're all back to
Yep.
normal.
For Angela, it's the top of her hands and her legs. But for
And
me,
my
it's
face turns bright red, like I've gotten the worst sunburn of my life.
for me the sensation is
Yeah,
tingling around my mouth, and
yeah,
that's my biggest thing. I mean, and I can look down on my arms when I am flushing. I can look and I can tell, like right down here, that
uh-huh,
right around here is when I start turning a little red. I'm like, oh, okay. I can already tell you that if I went in the mirror right at that moment, I would go in and see a bright red face, but
exactly.
that's it, you
I know it's
know.
funny how you go from looking like you're sunburned so bad, and then I'm back to being pale within 20 minutes. It's
Exactly.
like
It's like
a
me,
sunburn that comes and goes.
I'm not pale.
Yeah,
I have a little
yeah,
tan. Not
yeah,
tan because I like going outside to get my vitamin D. Uh,
yeah,
because it feels good. But
right.
I don't tan ever. Never go to like a tanning bed.
No,
Never.
no, I
But
turn pink and then I might get a slight tan, very, very slight, where I'm not whiter than sour cream anymore. But yeah, that's
uh,
it.
yeah, I would definitely if I remember when I lived in Seattle, uh,
Hmm.
and I would turn I was white like that too. I mean, I was
Yeah,
pale white.
yep,
But now that I live down in Arizona, I'm out
yeah,
in the sun a lot,
right.
and I have more of a natural tan.
A natural glow.
But I mean, you can see like the white. of
Right,
my shirt versus my skin. You know,
right,
it's not necessarily a tan.
right.
I never
Exactly.
tried to tan.
Yeah.
Okay, how
So
much niacin do
Ricardo
I
is
take?
asking, yeah,
How much niacin do I take normally? This is the biggest thing that Angela and I talk about, and on Wednesdays on my Patreon, well, I have another um, Patreon,
Patreon. Yeah,
Todd, and
right,
I also have another Patreon, Angie, but she's
right.
not on. But
Yeah, Angie
Todd,
lives in Canada,
yeah, Angie lives in Canada. Todd lives in Michigan,
Michigan.
and
Yeah,
on Wednesdays, I think every session we've started the past ever since uh, January has been like,
yeah,
how much did you flush today? And so
right.
we always report on like how much niacin we took that day and what were the effects. And I think we're
Yeah.
all
And we're all seeing great sleep scores. We're sleeping better. I mean, the
yeah,
sleep has been a big improvement.
much better, yeah. And
Yeah, for
I
sure.
wasn't on Wednesday. I told you, Angela, that that you said you were getting into the 80s,
Yeah,
and I remember what a year ago you said I
yeah.
never got in the 80s.
No, I was in the
So
60s for the longest time and getting the
yeah,
worst sleep. So, but yeah, now I'm consistently in the high 70s and 80s.
yeah.
Like I got an 85 sleep score night before last, and then I'd have to check what I got today. And then also Caroline was asking about NAC.
Okay, NAC. Well, you know, I don't really have an opinion on it. Um,
Yeah,
I I I I guess it's good. I don't
yeah.
know. What do you
I've never
think?
taken NAC.
No.
I've seen people recommend it, but I've
Yeah,
never investigated it or looked or taken it for sure. I've never
yeah.
taken it.
Oh, but before I forget, Ricardo, you asked how much niacin do I take? I take
Yeah,
I take 1,500 milligrams of niacin
yeah.
and 1,000 milligrams of nicotinamide.
Hmm.
So that's it. I have 500 milligram tablets of or capsules of niacin. So I take three of them in the morning, and then I and the recommended dosage of nicotinamide is 1,000 milligrams, and that's two capsules, and I take two of those. And
Right.
as I said, I will. This will all be in the video I'm releasing on Monday,
Yeah.
so you can watch that too.
Yeah. And I
So
take 1,000 milligrams of niacin as well
no,
as
50,
about a
1,500,
thousand. No, I'm talking
1,500.
about me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I take 1,000 milligrams niacin and I take 1,000 milligrams of nicotinamide and NAD plus together. So
Yeah,
800 for the NAD plus and 200 of the nicotinamide.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think, and and Todd, Angela, and I have talked about endlessly about how the best way to make it so uh, the way we've all done it. I
Yeah,
shouldn't say it's the best way because we don't know if it's the best way, but
right,
the way we have figured out works best is to gradually increase.
right. Yeah, I keep
So
showing this. I started with the 50 milligram and was cutting it in half to take 25 milligrams just because I didn't like flushing. And, then I finally took a whole 200, I think, and had a big flush, but I was fine right afterwards.
yeah,
But now I'm up to 1,000 a day and I break it into two 500s. I'll take one and then about 4 hours later, I take another. So,
I take it all at one time in the morning, first thing in the morning, because
right.
I don't like breaking it up because I just think if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
might as well just let the flush happen. I,
Right.
and considering I eat my one meal a day,
Hmm.
uh, and then I also drink milk pretty much 95% of my water first thing in the morning.
Right.
Not
Right.
absolute first thing, but like within the first 8 hours of
Yeah.
waking, I take the majority of my water. And so I think why not do it that way? Why not take it all at the same time and drink all? And so and it's important to drink lots of water when you do niacin because
Right.
because you don't want that building up in your stomach. Because I've learned because there's been a few times where I haven't drunk water and I've taken
Hmm.
my niacin, and every single time I do that and I don't drink lots of water, I flush hard.
Yeah.
And
And
I feel,
immediately.
I feel the flushing really intense. And so
Right.
I think the best way to do it is drink lots of water while you take your niacin.
Exactly.
It works the best way.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. No more questions right now.
Yeah, Carolyn. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really investigated NAC or not.
NMC.
Yeah, NAC versus niacin. I don't know, but I know. I mean, as this whole time we've been talking about the pivotal part of niacin, and it's not because Angela and I are sitting here loving flushing for no reason
No.
whatsoever. It's all about
No.
what it does is it
Yeah.
increases blood flow, especially in the
Oh,
brain.
yeah.
And
It's very important.
that's why I think doing what I'm doing with the niacin and working out. I don't work out every day. Only 4 days a week do I work out. But I think combining the niacin and the working out amplifies it even more and gets
Right.
my blood pumping up there. And I think I don't know. This is just a theory I have, but I think part of the reason why we as MS patients we don't remyelinate is because we have all this junk in our brains from the damage that our immune system caused. I mean, because shredded apart a lot of our myelin, and it's just
Hmm.
floating up there. Pieces of myelin just floating around our brains. Uh, but now I think what niacin has done is it's gone in, and now that I'm regularly taking it,
Hmm.
getting a surge of blood flow up into my brain with niacin floating up there, clearing out the the debris that it
Hmm.
clears it out, and that lets our oligodendrocytes start remaking myelin. And as I think it was one of the first things I said, and it might be for some of you even join the chat, is that our oligodendrocytes, they won't remake myelin, won't remyelinate until all that debris is cleared away. I don't know why it's that way, but it is that way. And maybe that's why MS patients have a hard time remyelinating is because we don't not only do not only do we have a constant potential attack of our immune system attacking our brain, but we also uh, we don't get enough blood flow up there to rinse out
Hmm.
the debris out of there. So
And then let's see. Caroline asked, "How much is a lot of water for you, Steve?"
I drink 136 ounces a day. So I don't have my water bottle here, but I have a big 20 ounce thing of um, it's like a water jug thing, and I drink four of those, and then with my two protein shakes, each one of those are 16 ounces, so it all adds up to uh, 136. But actually, ironically, right now it's very dry where I live, and so I'm actually drinking about 10 ounces more per day just
Yeah.
because it's so dry.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's how much water I drink daily.
Yeah.
And I make sure to drink it first thing in the morning, the majority first thing in the morning. I drink all of it except for 10 ounces, which I drink about 8 hours. Last 10 ounces, I drink about 8 hours before I go to bed, just because I found that drinking uh, it all first thing in the morning and and having no liquids whatsoever all day long. I mean, it
Mm.
worked, but my sleep quality wasn't as good as it could be. So
Right.
I've switched it up a little bit. Instead of drinking all 136, I drink 126, and then uh, I saved the last 10 ounces till uh, I go to bed at about 7, so about noon. I drink uh, my last 10 ounces, and that my sleep's getting better. But I don't know if that's in combination. Getting back to Angela, I don't know if it's just the water
Yeah.
doing it or if it's the niacin, because since I've been doing niacin, I'm regularly getting extremely good sleep scores. I
Yeah.
mean, Angela just told you about how her sleep scores used to be in the 60s. Well, my
Yeah.
sleep scores always used to be in the low 80s, mid
Yeah.
80s, and but
Yeah.
now that I'm taking niacin, I'm getting like at least once or twice a week. I'm getting at least one score up in the 90s,
Yeah. That's
uh,
amazing.
which is fantastic. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would another reason to take niacin.
Oh, yeah. Well, and DC Cat asked, is L-tyrosine for MS, is it recommended? I haven't heard of that. Have you?
L-tyrosine. No, I don't think it's recommended for MS. I think it is recommended for restless leg, which
Mm,
I did have. It's odd for me to say did, but I used to suffer from restless leg a lot. Now
mm.
I never suffer from it. Um, and
Yeah.
I take it, but I don't know if I know it's not because I know my restless leg is not gone because of tyrosine. It's because of the fact that I'm taking so much niacin.
Mm,
So
yeah. And then David King is here. Welcome. And he said, have you tried healing frequencies for MS? And then DC Cat did reply to that saying, I like healing frequencies from YouTube.
healing
Now, I do
frequencies.
listen to them. I don't know if they help me or not, but I do enjoy listening to healing frequencies, and I spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, I have an app. It's and it's called Relaxing Melodies.
Right.
If you scour my all of my videos, there is um, a video I made about relaxing melodies,
Mhm.
and I like it. I just like it because it has I can control exactly what I want to hear, and it has like something like 40 different sounds on
Right.
it. And I mean stuff
Yeah.
like waterfalls and ocean and
Yeah.
all these kind of natural sounds, whatever. I
Yeah.
personally I like the noise. I
Hmm.
mean, like there's white noise, and and this is why I like this app is because I can select different sounds. I can select how loud it is. So I have
Right.
two sounds. I have white noise, which is like at 20%, and then
Hmm.
pink noise, which is at 80%.
Yeah.
So like that, I'm able to perfect like what kind of noise I like to hear, and when it comes down to it, it sounds a lot like waterfalls. I mean, that's what it sounds like, but it's a
Yeah.
constant noise. Whereas, like,
Right.
if I use just the regular waterfalls sound
Hmm.
on they have. It kind of ebbs and flows where gets a
Right,
little louder at times, and then it kind of fades away a little bit, and then comes back.
right.
I don't like that. I like a constant
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah, I sleep with a white noise machine in my room every night.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but then you got, let's see, Patty Schmitz, welcome. And she asks, does anyone know anything about ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease? And funny enough, my son and I actually were talking about that the other day because we were talking about SpongeBob for some reason. And I said, oh, yeah, what made the creator of SpongeBob die? And we looked it up and he died of ALS. And we neither one of us knew that. So, or we
Yeah.
had forgotten it because it's been several years since that gentleman died.
I
So that's
I
all I know about ALS is what I recently
all,
learned that
all
the
I
creator
all
of
I
SpongeBob died from it.
yeah, and all I know is that one baseball player who
Right.
who made ALS famous.
Yeah, it's named after
He
him,
what?
Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, Lou
It's
Gehrig.
his
Yeah.
name.
He uh he had ALS, died from it. But I
Yeah.
beyond that, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. I
Um,
know it's a horrific way to die.
yes,
I think
yes,
your whole body gets paralyzed or something. You can't talk and yeah.
yeah.
So that's all I know about it. Let's see. And then Ricardo says, by the way, Steve, I follow you for a long time. I say it carefully. Your speech is very much better than some years ago.
Thank you.
So he's
Um,
noticing the improvements.
Angela, do I sound better? I mean, Angela hears me talk. We talk at least 2 hours every week, regardless of
Yeah, we
nothing.
do.
So do I sound
Yeah,
better now?
I think you do. It
Okay.
may be a little bit, you're more confident with being on camera perhaps, and
That's
you're getting a lot of recovery too. So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Even
No,
through, we've only done a few of these Q&As, and the first one to now, I think you've improved just in that short span because you've gotten more used to it and more
yeah.
comfortable with it.
That first one was a nightmare, wasn't it, Angela?
Yeah, the first one had a glitch that we will no longer speak about. It
No,
kind of
no,
upset
no.
everybody.
No,
Yeah.
that was it was horrific. If anyone who's watching me right now was there, my first live
Yeah.
chat, know about that little hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
No,
Let's just move
never,
on.
never.
But it's now we can look back and laugh at it. But
Right. But it was
so
horrifying the moment it happened.
oh yes,
Yeah. The chat lit up with
horrifying.
OMG, OMG, what the heck?
Yes.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
well,
funny.
actually, if you actually go back on the live chats on YouTube now to my live
Yeah.
chats, you'll see that the first one you won't see it because I actually when it happened after it happened, I downloaded it, cut that section out of it, and re-uploaded it.
Yeah.
So you'll never know what
Yeah.
happened.
No, he
But
was
if you
Zoom bombed. It was just an
yes,
intrusion by someone. We have no idea who it was. It was very inappropriate. Yeah,
I
not something you'd
imagine
want to
it
leave in
was
a video.
I
Yeah.
imagine it was those two little what like
Yeah, the two little
10-year-old
kids, because
kids.
right after the main thing that popped up in all of our faces, these two little kids were hiding behind a blanket like they were being mischievous. And I think they had done that. They had Zoom
Yeah,
bombed Steve, and
yes.
yeah, they
But
were checking in to see if they got a reaction. So
yeah, well now I've learned my ways. And it will never happen again. But
yeah,
it was something that I'll never forget.
yeah,
And but I'm glad it happened and it will never happen again.
yeah, yeah. Very unexpected. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, no, I didn't
But
either.
yeah. Yeah, Caroline said I saw it. It was quite traumatizing. Yeah, it was. We
Yeah, yeah.
apologize. It's not something we did intentionally and had
No,
no
no.
idea it could
I
happen.
I
So,
was I
yeah,
was horrified. I was
yeah,
horrified,
it was
Caroline.
horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but but as we say, it happened. Let's not speak of it ever again, unless we want to go back and
shut
make
the
fun of
door.
make fun of it again, like we're doing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. I just can't believe people waste their time doing stuff like that to strangers. But there's all kinds of crazy things in the world. Oh, well, thank you Famous Master. He says we're both
Yeah.
doing a wonderful job. Yeah,
I think we're professional now.
yeah,
Because every week we do this, we're getting better and better. So
yeah.
uh, the only thing now I'm so confident in my MS recovery. I mean it's not it's a joke how how much recovery I'm experiencing now, and I'm just so anxious because I think the only thing left is to get MRI proof of it.
Mhm.
Uh, the sad thing is, you know, the MRI only happens once a year, and so I'm gonna have to wait till probably next fall
Yeah,
before I have my next MRI.
right.
But
Yeah,
I'm
mine always
anxious.
happens in October.
Yours,
Right. Yeah. So
yeah,
I had one
I,
this past October. I've had zero progression of my MS and no new lesions at all. So,
yeah. I think I had my last MRI right before my when I went on that Caribbean cruise.
right.
So that was in December. So I think I
Mhm.
had it in November.
Yeah,
Um,
you did.
but I mean that's the only thing I'm anxiously waiting for. But
Yeah.
actually, I'm not anxiously waiting because I'm I'm to
Because
the
you
point
feel so
now
good.
where what
Because you feel so good.
exactly I feel so good, and I'm so anxious for all of you out there
Yeah,
that you're all gonna start feeling it too. If
yeah.
you start taking niacin, I think niacin was really my was it was like the dam that was backed
Hmm.
up like
Right.
and then all of a sudden niacin just cleared that out, and now poof, it all
Yeah.
is flowing free now.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm telling you, if all of you do what Angela and I are doing, I think we're
Yeah.
all going. You're gonna be right there with us.
Yeah. I know I started following you almost 4 years ago, and it was slow going, but then I was starting to see the recovery. I was on a rolling walker, and then finally I could walk across the room without the walker. And now I only need a cane when I go outside and I experience some uneven ground. So, yeah, it's slow, but it's steady, and the improvements are real. They do happen. My
Yeah,
sleep is better. Everything's better. My heat sensitivity is gone. You
yeah.
know, I look back at the beginning and I mean, I was just a mess,
I
tears flowing every day, and just how is this my life? But then I found Steve and started doing what he did because it made sense to me. And now
I
I'm a lot better. So
I'm right there with you. I mean,
exactly.
unfortunately, the one thing that Angela has on over me is that she's only had it for a few years. I've had it
Right.
for 20 years,
Right.
21
And I've only had it
years.
for 4.
Yeah, so I mean, I've had it for substantially longer. I can't believe
Yeah.
I I lived with all my MS symptoms for so long. I mean,
Yeah.
the fatigue, the spasticity, all the pain,
Hmm.
leg cramps and stuff like that. I can't believe I lived with that from um mm, and Fin Master. Is it all from niacin? Yes, it is. I'll confidently say that. Yes, it is. It's all from niacin, and I think what
Yeah.
it is, it's not just niacin. You have to do all my essentials. If you're doing
Yeah.
all the essentials, you're doing it. You just give it time. Uh, but if not, if I and I was said this earlier in the chat, it's all about niacin and working out because
Yeah.
what working out does and weightlifting does is it pumps tons amounts of blood through your system all over your body and including your central nervous system. So you got you if you focus just on niacin and
Hmm.
weightlifting, that's gonna get you the majority of the way there.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Now I want to go. DC Cat has put two posts. One about I hear magnesium chloride helps for muscle spasms, and then they also put magnesium malate. Um, I just this week got a cheat sheet on magnesium from a Dr. Ethan Mercer on Facebook,
Hmm.
and you can find him at DRMERCER at Dr. Mercer. And he says sulfate is for muscle soreness. Magnesium glycinate helps you with sleep and relaxation. Magnesium chloride helps you with digestion. Malate helps you with muscle and energy. Orotate helps with heart and muscle. Taurate helps with heart and blood pressure. Citrate will help you with your constipation, so don't take too much of that. And then threonate, which is the one I take, is for cognition and memory. So I've been
Yeah,
taking magnesium L-threonate ever since shortly after my MS diagnosis. I take it every
yeah,
day. So I hope that helps. And like I said, you can find this little magnesium cheat sheet at Dr. Ethan Mercer on Facebook.
yeah. I take what was the one for sleep? Did you
The
say?
sleep one is glycinate,
Yeah, I take
magnesium glycinate.
well I know I take three capsules of that, and then on top of it I also take uh snack. It's
Mm-hmm.
a MS supplement or not MS, a weightlifting uh
Mm,
you
yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
A weightlifting
Weightlifting
supplement.
supplement. It's also magnesium, but I don't know if it's the same kind or if it's a different one.
Yeah.
But I take all in all, I take six capsules of magnesium, and
Right.
it really like I take that about half an hour before I go to
Yeah.
bed, and I sit down to watch TV and I have to tell you, by the time I'm done with the show, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fall asleep. I can't keep my
Yeah.
eyes open. So yeah,
Yeah.
it really kicks me in the butt.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why I take it. It's just for the sleepiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tommy, are you talking niacin?
Or just
If
all the
you
essentials.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you're doing all the essentials, you are my number one. I'm your number one fan. Really, I mean, really, it really is.
Yeah.
I can tell you,
Yeah.
they won't lead you astray.
Yeah.
And beyond my essentials, um, I do take a disease modifying therapy. I'm on Ocrevus, and the only
And I'm on
reason why I take
Kesimpta.
it is because I do believe there is a genetic uh, factor to all of this, and that genetic factor we can't ignore. I think that's and I mean I think now I know more than anything else it's my B cells, and if you think about B cells in relation to T cells and all your other immune cells, um, if you want to think about it as, and if we're playing a football game, right? Your B cells are the coach on the sidelines, and telling everyone what to do, and they are the orchestrators of the immune system. And there's this one aspect in our B cells that
Mhm.
every person with MS has this specific thing that's a little weird about them is that we all are all of our and to get really specific, it's our CD20 receptor on the B cell. It's messed up, and and what Ocrevus does is it goes in there, it finds it's an infusion. I get the infusion, and then it goes through my central nervous system. It goes through my whole body, looking for all these B cells that are expressing CD20 uh, receptors. And
Mhm.
what Ocrevus does, it's a poison. It makes the B cells pretty much kill themselves. They just like
Right.
I don't know. They just die. And
Right.
so within after I get my infusion, I go to my infusion center and I get it done. It takes about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and then when I get home, within the next 3 days, it has cleared. It has killed every single B cell that expresses CD20, and then it takes 6 months for that to regrow. So that's why I have to go back and get the infusion every 6 months
Right.
because your body just will regrow it. Well,
Right.
I wish it wouldn't, but it does. So
Yeah. And I'm on Kesimpta, so I take a shot every month, one
and,
shot a month, and it
but
does the same thing, and it kills those
it's the same with Kesimpta and Ocrevus. It's the
same mechanism,
same
just different
mechanism,
delivery.
same target.
Yeah.
We both, Angela and I both get CD20 B cells. That's what we want to kill. And so she
Yeah.
does
And to
hers every
answer
month.
Athanasia, she's asking what type of MS have the doctors diagnosed you and I with? And I
Oh,
believe we both have relapsing remitting.
yeah, relapsing remitting. But
Yeah. And then we have our Patreon Todd. He has primary progressive MS.
and this is why I think niacin is so powerful is because Todd's even saying that he's
Yeah.
experiencing recovery
Improvement.
too. Which
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know much about primary progressive, uh, they're kind of like the individuals that are kind of left out of um,
Yeah.
not getting drugs made for them. And not
Yeah.
because they aren't trying, it's just that nothing seems to work for them. But
Right.
niacin
They're
is
just in a
working for them.
constant decline.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he
yeah.
says
Todd,
he's leveled out and is not getting any more decline. And he's actually seeing slight improvements.
yeah.
So hope that answers that question. And then let's see. Famous Master loves working out. That's awesome. And let's see. Caroline said she's doing much better since she found your chat, and she doesn't even take niacin yet. And she put a big happy smiley face. So
Yes.
yeah,
Caroline,
and I
yes. Ashwagandha, I do take that too. I take my magnesium and I also take ashwagandha just because
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And then Xenon Bilos asks BPC 157, anyone?
I
I haven't
used to
heard
take,
of.
oh, you haven't? Well, I used to take it.
Yeah.
But it's expensive and felt no, I felt nothing from it. I took it and I took it for like 4 or 5 months and I didn't feel anything. And it was like, why am I spending this? I mean, it's pretty expensive. Why am I spending all this money on something that's not working for me? So that's why I don't take it. Maybe it works for you. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. You know, DC Cat. Yeah, your MS is secondary progression. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, I think Angel and I both. I think we were with if you have relapsing remitting. I mean, a lot of relapsing remitting patients are destined to transition to secondary
Yeah.
progressive.
Yeah.
But I think that I know that Angela and I now are. I mean, our days of fearing that are long gone and,
Yeah.
and I credit a lot of my essentials.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
I think those the essentials are what will do it. That
Yeah.
will keep you out. And if you have it like DC Cat does, you're not your hope is not lost. You start doing the essentials, and you'll
Yeah.
recover too.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, it gets down to a bunch of like what is secondary progressive if you're not feeling any symptoms and your life starts returning back to normal. I mean,
Mhm.
who cares? I mean, I guess I could say the same thing for myself. Do I really care that I have relapsing remitting MS? I haven't relapsed for years.
Right.
I'm not going to relapse So what's the big deal? Okay, I have
Yeah,
relapsing remitting. It's just a name.
right. Yeah, and I haven't had any relapses in the past several years either.
Yeah, yeah.
I had
So
one
I,
big
I
one shortly after diagnosis, and that was, I don't want to have another one ever.
I do imagine that a lot of people, especially if you have secondary progressive or primary progressive, I think a lot of people are scared when you're at that level. You think, oh,
Mhm.
there's no hope for me. I have
There's hope. There's always hope.
There's no hope.
Never give up
But
hope.
that's what Angela and I are here to tell you.
Yeah,
You will get recovery, and you will
yeah,
feel recovery, and you will get to a point where your MS, it doesn't matter anymore.
yeah, yeah. And then Famous Master says he can't wait to get on the niacin. And I don't know if you saw it when I did it, but this can be found on Amazon. It's 1,000 tablets of 500 milligram niacin for about $33. And that'll
What's
last you probably a year and a half or more.
what's the
It's the brand
who
name is Rugby. It's
rugby?
called
Yes,
Rugby.
that's what it is.
It's a
Rugby.
big
Y-
bottle. It's a good price. And like I said, it'll last you probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years if you take it really slow. And
Yeah,
it's 1,000 tablets of 500 milligrams. And you cut them in
yeah.
half. So if you need to go slower. So yeah.
Have I tried the carnivore diet? Um, No, I haven't. I naturally eat a lot of protein to begin with. I mean that's just how I've done for years. I think it has a lot to do with my weightlifting. But do I eat a lot of protein, but it's only about 60% of my diet. I would never try carnivore diet now because I think there are too many nutrients that you miss out on when you're on the carnivore diet. I think the diet is too restrictive. I mean, when you're forced to only eat protein, um, it really limits on what you can. And I know, especially now that I'm eating so much coconut butter, that I could never eat that much if I was on the carnivore diet. So you can try. I mean, a lot of people they they feel great with the carnivore diet, but so I'm
It
not
doesn't work
saying
for everyone. Nothing is going to work for everybody.
yeah,
So you just have
yeah.
to do what works for your body. Caroline says she
Oh,
started
okay.
taking
Hold on.
lion's mane.
Angela, I'll be right back. I gotta
Sure.
grab something. Go on
Okay.
and talk.
Yeah, I don't take lion's mane myself. I remember Steve was taking it. I don't know if he's still taking it. He can answer that when he gets back. Let's see. So DC taurine, lion's mane, omega-3 combination. Um, yeah, I don't do either one of
Okay.
those. Here we go. Resonance,
This brand
lion's mane.
Renaissance,
Mhm.
it's Lion's Mane.
Resonance.
They reached out to me. They contacted me and said, "We have this Lion's Mane, and the active ingredient in Lion's Mane is a chemical. What is it called? Now it just slipped my mind. Aranacine. That
Mhm.
is the chemical in lion's mane mushroom. That is the purported good chemical that we need. Well, this product actually, I'm taking it now, and I'm loving it because they purified the aranacine uh, chemical out of it. So so you're getting a purified form of the aranacine, and I mean again, I have to say, and this all comes back to niacin and working out. Those two things are
Yeah.
ultimately changing my life. really
Yeah,
ultimately changed my life. And I think Angela, I think you'll agree too.
I do agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so
it's
glad that I
just
asked about NAD plus and it led to niacin. Who knew?
it's
So, I
changing our
mean, you
lives.
and me
So
and Todd in our weekly chats are just, we're kind of shocked and pleasantly surprised every week. And we just have, better
yeah,
sleep every week. And it's just nice. It's really nice.
Xenon, you ask, what are my thoughts about the role of parasites in MS? Okay, I will tell you the role of parasites in MS.
Mhm.
Zero. Parasites have nothing to do with MS. I don't know why this was ever brought up that they tried linking parasites to MS. It's not it. Multiple sclerosis is an immune system disease, nothing to do with parasites whatsoever. And so the only thing, the weird thing about MS has everything to do with the immune system, nothing to do with an outside parasite. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you live in an area that has a high amount of parasites in whatever, but I guarantee you that parasites don't cause MS. It's just that's how it is. So this pretty much all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, I recently discovered that mold exposure can mimic the lesions in the brain like MS, but it's a
that
different
that
thing.
that is different though.
Yeah.
Yes, mold and parasites. There are, I guess, there are parasites that can,
Mhm.
as in Angela said it perfectly, mimic
Mhm.
multiple
Right.
sclerosis. But if you get go to a doctor and get a bona fide MS diagnosis,
Yeah. Where they've
there's
done your
no
spinal tap and checked your spinal
yeah,
fluid and all that. Yeah.
exactly. You check your spinal tap and everything like that. There's no if you have a true MS diagnosis like I had,
Mhm.
like Angela has,
Yeah.
there's no role of in parasites. I mean, there are other uh, like Lyme disease.
Mhm.
It can cause symptoms.
Right.
Lyme disease is caused by ticks.
Yeah, because my
Uh,
doctor, before they knew I had MS, tested me for Lyme disease.
yeah.
Because
Um,
it those are the symptoms I was having, and it mimics Lyme and several other disorders. So
yeah.
they had to do all the testing to get to the MS diagnosis.
When I was diagnosed I lived in New Jersey at the time, and it was summertime,
Mhm.
and that is prime time, perfect season for Lyme disease to explode. And so the first thing that at the time, my doctor, my neurologist, tested me for was Lyme disease. And it came back negative. And so he's
I
like,
did too.
okay, well, and then he went on from there. But but as for can Lyme disease cause MS? No,
Yeah.
completely different mode of actions.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you're concerned about parasites, check in with your doctor and have them do some
yes,
tests on you. And if
yeah,
you, like I said, if you live in an area where your water has had a period of time being questionable, and maybe you did ingest some parasite and you might
yeah.
need something from your doctor.
But but sadly, it would be so wonderful if we could blame it on parasites, because
Yeah.
MS would be a lot simpler at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
anyone
Just do a
who has
parasite
ever
cleanse and get well. Yeah.
exactly, it's like okay, like I know people that have had Lyme disease and they have it and they get over it and then they move on. It's like okay,
Yeah.
we don't ever get over it. We don't.
Yeah.
It's not a parasite,
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. But uh,
Yeah.
well, it's a
Getting
little
time to
bit
wrap it
past.
up.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap things up. Um, Anyone else have any
Cool.
more questions? I think we've answered everyone.
Think we got everybody. If we didn't, we apologize.
Yeah, and if we didn't get one, that will be here next week as always.
Yeah.
And you can ask your question then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's wonderful seeing all of you again,
Yeah. Thanks for
and
coming this week.
can't wait to can't wait till next week.
Yeah.
So until then,
Definitely. Yeah. And Caroline just put improving gut health can help with MS symptoms. That's probably true. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah. Gut health is important.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh, Tommy
Tommy.
wants a reminder of the essentials.
Okay, Tommy. Here are the essentials: weightlifting, UVB light, 1 meal a day diet,
Yep.
uh, iodine, nascent iodine, then sleep, getting good quality, high quality, deep sleep is essential.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the sixth one, which I make a big deal about in my video
It's
on
niacin.
exactly on
Yeah.
Monday is all about the nice, and I'm
Yeah.
in love with it. Angel's in love with it.
Yeah.
We both want to have babies with nice, and
Yes, we cuddle our niacin at night.
yes, yes, I fall asleep dreaming of nice, and so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was wonderful seeing all of
Yeah,
you, and
definitely.
until I see you either in the comments on Monday's video or
Yeah.
next Saturday, I'll be here.
Yep.
Angela will be here, and
Yeah.
Caroline, iodine, Nathan iodine. It's I take it to um. Well, actually, I don't want to say it right now. I want to make. I'm just thinking I should make another video about nascent iodine. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna make another video. But if you go on my
Yeah.
channel and you go through and look for nascent iodine,
Yeah.
and I put out quite a few.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you want to. But essentially, to boil it down, it has
Like there's a link between thyroid function and
it's your
autoimmune disease.
exactly that you should put the
Yeah.
words in my mouth. It's your thyroid hormones. I
Right.
what nascent iodine does
Hmm.
is it boosts the actually I wouldn't say boost it for us. I think it improves our
Right.
ability to make thyroid hormones because that's your thyroid is right here in your neck,
Hmm.
and that's its job is it makes hormones, and and there's a lot of evidence, and I've highlighted it in my videos about how it improves remyelination. So another aspect. So
Yeah. Yeah. I've been taking it for almost 4 years myself.
yep,
So
it's
yeah,
really easy to take, and it
it's easy to take.
I'm
The
telling you,
nascent doesn't have as much of a, I mean, there's not a bad flavor to it, and you only drink it for 1 split second. But
yeah,
yeah, the regular Lugel's iodine does have a bit of a taste, whereas
yeah,
the
yeah.
nascent
Don't
doesn't
take
have any taste at
Lugos.
all.
I drunk Lugos for forever,
Yeah,
but I learned my ways, and I switched. How long ago was it, Angela? It was
over
like
a year, I think.
yeah, a
Yeah,
year or two ago. I switched to
yeah,
nascent iodine, much better, and that actually is designed to be ingested.
yeah,
Lugos is more as a it's more for a disinfectant, which
yeah,
I mean you can still drink it, but
yeah,
it's more for disinfecting.
yeah,
Uh, but nascent iodine is actually made uh, for actually ingesting human ingesting. So
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Well yeah.
thanks, everyone. Much love to all of you.
Much love back at you, and
For
I
sure.
we'll
We'll
see
see
you
you
all
next
next
week.
week.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
guys.